I'm Trevor Shirley in Washington. We could see developments on the debt ceiling front later on this week when President Joe Biden sits down for a one-on-one meeting with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. I've got a look at that coming up just ahead.
Plus, addressing Kentucky's teacher shortage, how lawmakers are trying to help.
And a winter weather advisory is in place for most of the state. Icy conditions by tomorrow. I'll be tracking that for you right now.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 7.
Temperatures are beginning to drop and school closures already being announced as winter weather moves in. Meteorologist Justin Esterly is standing by. And Justin, what do people and parents need to know? All right, Justin, thank you. A new report shining light on just how serious the teacher shortage is here in Kentucky. As Bodie Brooks reports, educators making their way to the state capitol today, pleading with lawmakers to take action. Now to what's making headlines tonight at 7. Student athletes on Bryan Station High School's track and field team launching a petition asking that their coaching staff be rehired. This comes just days after the entire staff was suddenly let go. The petition receiving hundreds of signatures, many parents saying they're upset and confused.
You know, as parents, we just want some transparency and, we just want our coach back. I mean, our coach is the winningest coach of Bryan Station High School. So it's a tight-knit family here. I want that family atmosphere back for a very long time.
The former head coach releasing a statement saying these students have always been her top priority. The Clark County School District is the first in Kentucky rolling out the EdgeUlog Parent Portal Lite app. The app providing information on the GPS location of your child's school bus. Parents receiving a notification when the bus is nearby. The app is free of charge.
This just gives the parents like I said, a peace of mind. Like if they have to go to work in the morning, they'll know that the bus is on its way to get their students so we can take them to school. And if they would like, they can also set up a geofence around the school, and they'll let the parents know when they get to school.
The app can be downloaded from the Google Play or Apple Store. This week, President Joe Biden planning to meet with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, hoping to jumpstart a debt ceiling deal to avoid a major default. Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley is in D.C. tonight with more.
That meeting is for Shirley.
The FAA putting safeguards in place following a system outage that grounded thousands of flights across the U.S. earlier this month. The FAA revoking access of contractor personnel who unintentionally deleted files from the database, and now requiring 2 people be present for maintenance of the system, including 1 federal manager. Many consumers say tipping is getting out of hand, citing digital payments now automatically asking customers to leave tips. One etiquette expert says digital tipping has become an invasion, popping up in places they usually don't and creating more social pressure. Coming up, how Gold Star Chili is celebrating the Cincinnati Bengals season one last time. But first, how to improve your heart health as we approach Heart Health Month. We are just a few days from the start of February, which is also known as Heart Health Month. Joining me now to talk about that is our chief medical contributor, Dr. Ryan Stanton. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell us, what are some ways people can stay or become heart healthy?
Well, this is incredibly important, as heart health is one of the #1 contributors to morbidity and mortality in the U.S. And really, there's a few things that you can do. First and foremost is activity. Being active, whether it's just walking, but exercise, keeping that lean muscle mass. Your diet. Americans are well known for processed foods, which can be very dangerous, shorten our lives. So natural foods. And then stress. Stress is an incredible contributor across the board to everything that we do and significant risk to our overall health. In fact, we saw in the beginning of COVID, 2020, was the #1 year in the history of us keeping records for cardiovascular deaths in the ER, in the U.S. with over 900,000 deaths, which beat the prior record. And it really testimony to not only the food activity, but also the stress of the early pandemic.
And why is it important to prioritize your heart health?
Well, it's incredibly important because this is something that pays future dividends. You know, the decisions we make now in our health, especially for young people, these are the things that are going to determine your health and wellness well into the future. These are the things that are long-term, what we call silent killers, because the decisions we make contribute to that buildup and that disease process that'll impact us in the future.
Are there any warning signs to be aware of that your heart health may not be at its best?
Yeah, some of the earliest things, activity tolerance, you know, walking upstairs, the things that you normally do. If you see decreases in your activities of daily living, your tolerance of activities, getting short of breath when you're walking, that's new, things of that nature, fatigue, cold sweats. All of those things are warning signs. It's not always the typical elephant sitting on the chest pain type situation that we see in books and things. And that's why healthcare is so difficult, because the presentations are so difficult. And you look at contributions with things such as diabetes and other impacts that may even further make it more difficult.
And why is it important that we have